Over the course of this weekend, I came across this tweet that I found fascinating. Mike had tweeted almost 25 years ago, Wired ran a story predicting a quarter century of progress, what they call the long boom, unless certain things occurred to prohibit that progress. They had 10 progress busters they warned us against. Now, I didn't believe this when I first saw it, so I went and I found the original article. The Long Boom, A History of the Future, 1980 to 2020. So here's how we're gonna get more prosperity, more freedom, a better environment. Well, unless these 10 scenario spoilers come up. We're just gonna briefly show you. This is a shot from the article. You, of course, can't read that. And I just wanna run through these and get very brief reactions from you, Brett, about these. Are you impressed by this? So number one is, tensions between China and the US escalate in a new Cold War bordering on a hot one. There's been a lot of tensions. Politicians are playing it up more recently. New technologies turn out to be a bust. Marissa, I can't see past you. They simply don't bring the expected productivity increases or the big economic boosts. I think that new technology has been great. It has mainly allowed us to share inaccurate information online that stokes racial grievances much more efficiently than we could have back in the 90s. Number three, Russia devolves into a kleptocracy run by a mafia or retreats into quasi-communist nationalism that threatens Europe. Well, that would never happen. Number four, Europe's integration process grinds to a halt. Eastern and Western Europe can't finesse a reunification, and even the European Union process breaks down. Number five, major ecological crisis causes a global climate change that, among other things, disrupts the food supply, causing big price increases everywhere and sporadic famines. I mean, not so far in the United States, but that certainly has happened internationally. Major rise in crime and terrorism forces the world to pull back in fear. People who constantly feel they can be blown up or ripped off are not in the mood to reach out and open up. Number seven, the cumulative escalation in pollution causes a dramatic increase in cancer, which overwhelms the ill-prepared health system. I don't know that that's particularly causing a rise in cancer. There certainly is a lot of cancer and a lot of pollution, but. Number eight, energy prices go through the roof. Convulsions in the Middle East disrupt the oil supply and alternative energy sources fail to materialize. Though I did hear that gas is $7.50 in California, so maybe that is happening. Now we do have alternative energy, we're just not really using it. Number nine, this is a crazy one. An uncontrollable plague, a modern day influenza epidemic or its equivalent takes off like wildfire, killing upward of 200 million people. Now it did not kill 200 million people, let's be clear about that. There was a modern plague. Number 10, a social and cultural backlash stops progress dead in its tracks. Human beings need to choose to move forward. They just may not. Maybe they'll be told by guys on HBO that we should just surrender to the cultural backlash. Anyway, Brett, I found that to be fascinating. I understand there's a bit of cold reading to this. Those are the only things that could really stop progress, but some of those seemed highly specific.
I think a lot of them are right, and it means like it felt like writing a paper in college where it's just like what are the here are the top 10 things, and then you get to write your paper about 3 of them, and I think do you have a top 3?
I mean, I think obviously the plague, I think the social and cultural backlash, we're currently experiencing that right now, and the climate change. I mean, there are others as well, clearly, but those 3 are definitely going to be a major impediment to change in the future. And we are experiencing them. Yeah.
They did a really good job of identifying these things.
They did. And that was quite a while ago. Anyway, we'll see if any of the others come true in the next few years. Can't wait to find out. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.